Oh, the moment we've all been waiting for. Someone finally gave Ridge a dose of reality. Hope went off on him, and honestly, every single word was true. But surprise, surprise, the writers are now trying to twist it, making it seem like this whole thing was Hope's master plan, like she's the one pulling the strings. It's ridiculous how they're turning her into the villain, while poor Ridge gets a free pass. And Carter? Suddenly he's the poor, misunderstood guy. Please. Ridge hasn't even apologized to Brooke or Carter for the terrible things he said about Hope. Hope nailed it. Ridge is terrified of strong women, so he runs straight back to Taylor, the quiet, compliant, no self-respect version. Honestly, when will Brooke wake up? Ridge doesn't deserve her. I loved everything Hope said today. It was spot on. If only Brooke would take a page out of her book. Meanwhile, I'm hoping Carter, Hope, and Brooke kick major butt at FC. And let's not sugarcoat it. Hope was absolutely right about everything she said to that punk Ridge. Yeah, they probably shouldn't have taken control of FC, but in terms of calling out Ridge, she nailed it. The legal mess? Totally Carter's idea. Hope didn't even know about it. She might have encouraged him, but the brains behind it were all Carter's. As for Brooke, she's a disaster of a mother, so desperate and needy when it comes to Ridge. The problem with the show right now, I'm just not rooting for anyone anymore. Every character has been completely ruined by their storylines. There's no one left that feels redeemable. Poppy? A sexual assaulter. Bill? An idiot. Luna? Clearly off her rocker, though at least she's a bit entertaining in her madness. Steffi? Self-righteous as always. Ridge is giving himself whiplash, flipping between two women every 5 minutes. Brooke? No self-respect at all. She keeps going back to a man who can't decide if he wants her or not. And don't even get me started on Taylor's new actress. She's just flat. The character has zero personality now, just dragging along with nothing to offer. Zend? Boring and directionless. Hope has turned into a full-on manipulator. Carter? Don't even know who he is anymore. He just loses his entire sense of self every time he falls for someone. Finn? Great at playing blank face, but can't deliver a single real emotion. His storyline is as incoherent as his acting. Honestly, I'm just tired of it all. Maybe I sound like a hater, but the show is just unwatchable now. I used to watch it with my mom, but it just frustrates both of us at this point. I'll throw in this tidbit too. The last time we actually enjoyed the show was when Deacon and Sheila were eating Chinese food together. Random, unexpected, and kind of ridiculous, but hey, at least it worked. Even the rare good moments, like that slap where Brooke finally calls Ridge out, get ruined because she just goes back to pathetically pining for him. So, what was the point of that scene again? Honestly, every character is hard to like at this point. It's just one giant mess of hatred between everyone. The Taylor/Ridge/Brooke triangle. Tired. Boring. The whole Logan versus Forrester feud. Overdone and stale. And now Steffi's doubling down on the drama, acting like she's obsessed with her parents being together, which is such a regression from the maturity we saw in her character earlier. Hope is acting completely out of character and irritating as hell. Ridge is just a whiny, yelling mess, talking over people. The Luna storyline is dragging on forever. How long until Finn finally spills the beans to Steffi? And don't even get me started on the new Taylor actress. She's a total snooze fest, and her scenes with Ridge are basically a cure for insomnia. The pacing is glacial now, there are fewer characters and sets, and it's just disappointing to see where this show has ended up. Brooke needs to stop groveling. Seriously, is she ever going to stop begging Ridge to come back? I get it, she's upset that Carter's takeover happened, even though I think it's amazing. But come on, can she please find her backbone again? Ridge is just going to toss her aside when he inevitably gets his company back. Yet there she is, holding on to the fantasy that he's coming home. Honestly, Brooke deserves a solo vacation, somewhere tropical, away from all the drama. She runs into a group of fun, like-minded women on the trip, and before she knows it, she's having the time of her life. By the end of the vacation, they've given her a whole new perspective on life. She boards the flight back home, only to find herself seated next to a charming silver-haired gentleman who's just her type. Romance? Oh yeah, it's on. And just like that, Brooke's done begging for Ridge. He's the one who only wants Taylor when he's trying to rub it in Brooke's face. And guess what? She's totally over it. She's not your Logan anymore, and she's not losing any sleep over it. As for Ridge, Brooke knows he's already checking out of the Taylor relationship because, let's face it, she's a little too beige for him. In the end, Brooke wins either way. If she wins Ridge back, great, she gets her romantic reunion. But if she gets the company back, makes Ridge beg for forgiveness, and then dumps him, even better. She knows exactly how this game plays out. Everyone knows Ridge is already bored with Taylor. So, is anyone else seriously baffled by the hypocrisy in Steffi fans' logic? They can't stand Liam's constant "I can't make up my mind" act, and they're thrilled she finally ditched him. But then, they turn around and ignore how Ridge has spent years treating Brooke and Taylor like they're just plot devices for his drama. I mean, come on. Some people are out here claiming Hope lied about everything she said to Ridge. Apparently, she went too far. If it was Steffi ripping into Liam for doing his usual indecisive shuffle, you'd have people throwing a parade for her, but because it's Hope calling Ridge out, suddenly she's the villain. It's like, seriously? And no, I'm not a Steffi fan, I'm not trying to join the club or anything. But can we all agree that no one's actually backing Ridge and his charming behavior? The writers are the ones who keep writing him like the worst kind of love interest, so maybe aim your anger there. Oh, and let's talk about how Steffi and Ridge are practically giving themselves gold stars for the success of the line. Funny, considering that one of them told Ivy to get lost, and the other would have happily backed the brat if Eric hadn't stepped in to stop them. But hey, whatever works. Hope didn't do much to contribute either, but neither did they, so, lol. This whole thing was Carter's idea, and it was Ivy, Elektra, and their team that made the line what it is. If it were up to Steffi, the line would be collecting dust. But sure, go ahead and act like she's the mastermind behind it all. It's hilarious. Honestly, at this point, people are treating these characters like they're real people. Spoiler alert, it's just a TV show. Steffi fans love that she looks out for herself, which sure, I guess. Meanwhile, Hope gets a free pass for being a blonde-haired, blue-eyed villain. I'm not saying it's right, but let's call a spade here. Brooke really needs to get her act together. This guy literally sprinted back to his ex and didn't even spare a second to hear her out. And now she's going against her daughter for a cheating man. Yeah, she'll do absolutely anything for a man. That's the absolute worst kind of woman. When she said, "I'm the woman you've always believed in," I had a full-on record scratch moment. Has he, though? Did he believe in her when Thomas pulled that fake CPS call stunt? Did he believe in her when she took the CEO position and tried to explain everything to him? Nope. Both times, he just ran straight to his safety net without even bothering to talk things through with his Logan. So yeah, the belief doesn't exactly seem to be there. Oh, and speaking of betrayal, Kelly's real life is practically a mirror of Brooke's. She broke up with Dominique Zoida last June after he scammed the customers at the Ben Hart store she bought for him in Beverly Hills. He was managing the place, and he absolutely screwed people over, lying, misleading, and all the good stuff. The CEO of the brand found out and cut him off. The store has been closed since December. So yeah, just like Brooke trusted Ridge, Kelly trusted him too. If Brooke is too good for Ridge, Kelly's ex definitely doesn't deserve her either. Time for a clean break. Look, let's be clear. Brooke is doing this because she thinks it's the right thing to do. Her daughter's a huge part of why it's even happening. She can stand up to Ridge if she wants to, and she's giving him a bit of space to see if he'll do the right thing. But let's be real, if he doesn't, she might have to draw the line. It's her call, but don't act surprised if it comes to a hard stop. Oh, Brooke, seriously, how does she still have even a shred of love for Ridge? I mean, I'm at the point where I just want to leap through the screen and strangle her myself. No dignity, no anger left after he insults her daughter, calling her a bitch and a slut. Nope, all she wants is to be his Logan again. It's beyond pathetic at this stage. Alright, rant over for now. Normally, I don't mind Brooke, but she is a total doormat in this storyline. It's infuriating. I'm honestly holding out, against my better judgment, for some kind of payoff here. A moment where the Forresters, especially Ridge, get their just desserts. This one-sided mess is hard to watch. Like, does she really deserve to be dragged around by Ridge? She's so much better than him. But of course, they've been the face of B&B since forever, and I just know they won't dare do anything different at this point. Ugh, and Ridge? What a fool! Could Hope have made it any more obvious? She's working in a toxic environment, all thanks to him and his awful daughter. All he had to do was say, "Sorry I let this go too far." But nope, he's too busy being a walking disaster. Can't wait for the day Steffi finds out about Luna. That's going to bring her down off that high horse, and I'm here for it. Hope doesn't have an official title at FC. She's only the head of HFTF, so all her little power moves are pretty out of place. As for her little chat with Ridge, when he said, "And report to you," I guess she decided that just because she's calling the shots at HFTF, she can go around acting like she's running the whole company. But spoiler alert, she's not. Head of just means her name's on the line for everything that looks nice in design, not actually being in charge of anything. And Carter? He's the one with the real power here. But I guess Hope thinks because she's dating the guy, she gets a free pass to play boss too. Classic. Ah, sounds like you're just as thrilled with the bold and the beautiful as I am. It's like the show's got a revolving door of favorite characters, and who can blame us? I don't pick sides between Logan or Forrester either. I'm just here for whatever drama's going down in the moment. Brooke? Oh, she was unbearable years ago, but now? Well, now I think she deserves a lot better than what she's been stuck with. Steffi? She used to be the one I rooted for, but then she turned into this insufferable diva who thinks she's got everyone's number. Hope? Girl, you've become way too smug. Time for a little reality check, don't you think? Carter? Yeah, he's been on my nerves lately. He should probably be disbarred for the stunt he pulled. Ridge is as clueless as ever, but he didn't deserve the company being swiped from under his nose. That was handled all sorts of wrong. Taylor? Please, she should take another extended vacation. If anyone could use some distance, it's her. Finn's been surprisingly emotional, though, so I'll give him that. Bill? Complete meltdown. Sheila? She's the kind of chaos we need in our lives right now. Can't wait to see how she reacts to Luna. That should be entertaining. Oh, and RJ? Someone should send out a search party. It's like he just disappeared into thin air. But hey, knowing this show, I'll probably change my mind about everyone a month from now. If these people were real though, I'd be having a full-on meltdown. But seriously, if you're craving some real bold and beautiful, YouTube is where it's at. I've been watching season 1, and it's like a breath of fresh air. The storylines made sense, and the characters weren't just walking plot devices. The Forrester-Spectra rivalry? Now that was good TV. Stephanie and Sally? That's the drama I want. If they had done something like that with Hope and Steffi, like a legit rivalry instead of the endless back and forth, and letting Liam and Ridge take turns treating them like doormats, it would have been way more fun. But yeah, I swear it used to be better. It's honestly baffling that Hope and Carter have the audacity to claim they thought the Forresters would happily continue working with them after the whole coup. Every time this absurd line gets dropped, it sounds more like a load of horse crap than before. Seriously, you thought you'd steal a company from under the founder's nose, screw over his family, demote people, and they'd just throw up their hands and say, "Oh yeah, let's keep working together." That's delusional, even if you do think it was deserved. This is just another glaring example of how utterly wishy-washy the writing is. And hey, while we're at it, who actually owns the Forrester Creations building? Is it not in Eric and Slash or Ridge's name? Couldn't they have just had Hope and Carter trespass for their little stunt? Seems like a missed opportunity. Honestly, I'm praying this storyline wraps up soon, because it's getting painful to watch. Now, that part from Hope, though, that was rich. Coming from her of all people. Remember when she was all calm and understanding with Thomas, discussing the mannequin and how it helped him with his talent? I actually thought, for a hot second, maybe she got it. Like maybe she was this insightful mystic figure, kind of a talent whisperer who could guide everyone at FC to unimaginable success. I pictured her helping Thomas, Ridge, and Eric while uncovering and nurturing hidden talents. Yeah, no, forget that. This whole thing is so ridiculous, it's hard to believe the writers actually think we're gullible enough to buy into it. Carter would have been hauled into court, disbarred, and probably locked up for what he's done. And don't even get me started on the retcon. How in the world did we go from Carter having ideas, pitching them, and getting shot down to Hope suddenly being the evil mastermind behind all this chaos? Carter came to her, confessed his love, and she responded. Sure, she's acting a bit petty now, but who can blame her? She's not the villain in this mess. Ridge and Carter, the ultimate power couple? Oh, Ridge and Carter together. Now that's the kind of relationship that could actually make some waves. Remember when Ridge came back from Paris and everyone was wondering what he'd do next? Forget that old will he or won't he drama. If he and Carter got together, they'd be an unstoppable power duo. Seriously, not only would it explain Carter's sudden CEO takeover, but it'd also give Ridge a chance to show that he's not just a playboy. He's a guy who knows how to make things happen. And as for Zend, well, he can keep dreaming. Hope Logan. Oh, enough already. I honestly can't stand Hope. I mean, have you seen the dress she's wearing? Not only is she the epitome of talentless, but she's also gone ahead and ruined the color green for me. Who does she think she is, anyway? Let's get one thing straight. Hope and her mother are employees, not the future of Forrester. And Hope? She's basically a bratty, entitled witch, one letter off from the real thing. It's nauseating how she's using Carter to climb the corporate ladder. If she had just told Steffi or Ridge in the first place that she was wearing that lingerie for Carter, maybe she wouldn't have gotten fired. But no, she's too busy playing the victim and making excuses. Spoiled, much? And don't even get me started on how she never takes accountability for anything. Maybe her next storyline should involve cleaning toilets at Deacon's restaurant and answering to Sheila. Now that would be entertaining. Steffi, what is going on? Oh, Steffi, what a joke. This whole who's the true Forrester storyline is such a distortion of history. The takeover was all Carter, but I guess you missed that part. Maybe you're secretly one of the writers. And let's talk about that lingerie situation. Why should Hope have to explain it to anyone? Finn clearly knew it was an accident, but he didn't have the guts to tell his wife the truth. Classic. As someone who's been watching since the mid-80s, I can tell you that there's a whole lot more to Hope's story than what's been shown in the past few months. Remember when Hope had to cover for Dad's contributions to the company? Yeah, the drama she went through to get where she is, but Steffi just can't stop belittling her, can she? And let's not even pretend that Steffi's not holding on to some ridiculous grudge over her parents' divorce. It's honestly getting pathetic, and calling Brooke and Hope sluts. Please, Steffi's had just as many relationships, and probably more, than they have. Talk about hypocrisy. This way, the sarcastic tone is kept intact, while all the major points and criticisms are still addressed. Does this work for you?